Hello everybody, and welcome to Pokemon Platinum. I am so excited to play a Pokemon game without any sort of rules or ramifications. So this one is the very first Pokemon game I ever played growing up. I had a DS growing up, and while I more so played Diamond, Platinum remains one of my personal favorites of all time. Gen 4 also happens to be my favorite gen of all time. So I figured, hey, why don't we go ahead and just play a Gen 4 game? The professor of this region, as you guys have been introduced to, is Professor Rowan. He, like other Pokemon professors, are named after trees. Here's a picture of a Rowan tree, for example. Yeah, you couldn't tell. So Platinum combined the different Pokemon entries for Diamond and Pearl, while also adding in some other Pokemon since some Pokemon were left out, majority of which were fire types. And they also changed the sprites of both Dawn and Lucas, I believe is the guy name, which is the trainer design I based mine off for the thumbnail for this series. So of course we are going to be a male, and I'll just do my normal name, because of course. Now I wasn't sure for a rival, so I thought about asking the lads, but then one kind of hit me. This boy here is my friend. What is his name? Now in canon, his name is Barry. I almost said Roy because of Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's been on my brain for a bit, apparently. I do not know why. Nolan could be a fun one. Roy, again, Fire Emblem. And Gavin, we don't talk about Gavin. But then it kind of hit me. Why not just use the one that I had in the Fire Red randomizer? Don't know if it'll be a permanent thing if I ever play more Pokemon games, normally. Even though I kind of want to. Because why not? Everyone say hello to Richard. My rival from Fire Red is here. Alright, it is time to go into the Tale of Sinnoh. Oh boy. Oh, I can't remember what part of the world Sinnoh was based off of, if I'm being honest. But as you can tell, we're already looking at one of the most notable changes I saw with this game compared to Diamond and Pearl, which is in Diamond and Pearl we were talking about the Red Gyarados, but here they're talking about Pokemon are always by our side, always. Oh, you understand the meaning of these words. These were comments by Professor Rowan. So this was more so an interview with Professor Rowan rather than them hyping up a shiny Pokemon you could go and find. Brought to you by Jubilife TV on the nationwide net. See you next week. Same time. Same channel. So real quick here, I'll make a quick cut and then we'll be right back. So I made the text fast, and I also changed up the frame. This may be a thing I want to do every episode, is to change the frame color. Mostly to see what you guys think. Alrighty. And just like that, we are on our way. Never mind. There you are. Hello, Richard. Did you see the TV? Sure you did. Professor Rowan is a totally important guy that studies Pokemon, right? This means he must have lots and lots of Pokemon. Sound logic so far. Where are we going with this? So if we ask him, I bet he gives some Pokemon. Oh hey, is this a new PC? Yeah? What of it, Rich? Where was I? Leaving my room! Alright, we were gonna see Professor Rowan and get some Pokemon. Are we waiting outside? Okay, Sean, if you're late, I'm finding you 10 million Pokédollars. Which, to be honest, I don't know what that relates to in actual currency. I don't know if that was ever figured out. Hi, Mom. Sean, Richard already left. I don't know what it was about, but he sure was in a hurry. Don't worry, Mom. Richard's always doing something. What that something is, I never know anymore. Oh yeah, Sean? Don't go into tall grass. What Pokemon might attack you? I know I don't have a Pokemon, Mom. Well, take care, sweetie. Bye, Mom. Welcome to Twin Leaf Town. Not a whole lot happens in this town. You have a lake here for fishing. Technology just blows me away. I mean, now you can play with people around the world wirelessly. That phenomenon continued to grow from this game onwards, even though Nintendo Wi-Fi connection is no longer a thing. Twin Leaf Town, fresh and free. That's a good way to summarize the place. It's true that while Pokemon do attack people sometimes, but Pokemon also open their hearts to show you that you've become friends. That is also true. Now, most people would normally leave the town because they thought Richard would be up here. Hey, Sean, Richard was looking for you. I think he's home now. Why don't you go check it out? Now, if it wasn't the fact that it could obviously tell you which house it was, because Richard is the only one with the freaking mailbox, we have to go inside and say hi to Richard. Again. What was that about? Oh, hey, Sean. Oh, hey, I'm going to see Professor Rowan. You should come too. And quickly. Oh, geez, forgot something. Hi, Richard's mom. How are you? Oh, hi, Sean. Are you looking for Richard? Yes, I am. He's gone for a second, but then he came running back home. He just can't stand still. That boy, I wonder who he takes after. I don't know. He never talks about his parents around me. Hi, Richard. I better take my bag and journal, too. Oh, hey, Sean. I've been waiting on the road. It's a $10 million fine if you're late. Man, oh man, that guy runs me around like crazy. Hello, Richard. Again. Too slow. Alright, let's get moving to Professor Rowan's lab. What? Don't go into tall grass, right? No worries, no problem. It doesn't matter that we don't have any Pokemon. You clearly want us to die! Trust me on this one, I've got an idea. Now listen, you know how wild Pokemon jump out when you go into the tall grass? So what you do is, you scoot over to the next patch of grass before any wild Pokemon can appear. If we just keep dashing, then we can get to Sandton Town without running into wild Pokemon. That's not how life works, Rich. Nor is that how Pokemon games have ever worked. But what do you know? You're just a kid in this era. Okay, stick with me. Okay, here goes. On your marks. Hold it. You two don't seem to have any Pokemon between you. Then what is the meaning of going into the tall grass? Hey, Sean, this old guy. It's Professor Rowan, isn't it? What's he doing here? They tried to go into the tall grass because they want a Pokemon. What to do? What to do? Their world will surely change if they were to meet Pokemon. Is it right for me to put them on that path? You two really love Pokemon, don't you? Sure. Me too, I love Pokemon too. I will ask you once again. You truly love Pokemon, do you? What? You can ask us 100 times. The answer will never change. We'll both answer 100 times we love Pokemon. Right, Sean? Yes, because despite the game saying you can say no, you don't actually have freedom of choice. A pair of reckless kids who foolishly try to enter tall grass without Pokemon of their own. It worries me what people like that would do with Pokemon. Well, then forget about me. But give a Pokemon to my friend here. I mean, it was me who tried to go into tall grass and all. How big of you? Very well then, I will entrust you to a Pokemon. I apologize for putting you through this exercise. However, you must promise me that you'll never recklessly endanger yourselves ever again. Now then. Now where? Hi, Dawn. Professor Rowan, you left your briefcase at the lake. Which is where you normally get your Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl, and you would fight Starly, but they've changed it here. Pardon? Those Pokemon are hard to replace. Are you gonna give them away? We exist side by side with Pokemon. There comes a time when people should meet Pokemon. There is a world that should be explored together. For them, today is that time. The place? Right here. Go on, open the briefcase and choose Pokemon. Really, Professor Rowan? I can't believe it. I'm so happy now that I can keep a straight face. You never were good at keeping straight faces, were you, Richard? Hey, Sean, you can choose first. Hey, I'm practically a grown-up here. I have to show some class. Right, you grown-up. That's funny. Now on to the starter Pokemon. Now, I could just give you the generic rundown of typing and everything, but I'd rather talk about another change that got introduced into Gen 4 when we actually enter battle. So, let's go ahead and look at our options. Option number 1 is the Tiny Leaf Pokemon Turtwig. This is our Grass-type Pokemon, which evolves into Grotto at 18 and Torterra at either 34 at 36. The Chimp Pokemon Chimchar. This little fire monkey evolves into a firefighting type of Monferno at level 14, and later on at 36, again I believe so, I could correct myself if I'm ever wrong, into Infernape. And finally, the Penguin Pokemon, Piplup, or as Maid likes to call him, TC Nick 3. This little guy evolves into Prinplup at level 16 and then into Empoleon at level 36, which is a Water Steel type. Honestly, all these starters are pretty good and they all kind of counter each other in one way or another. But there is one starter here that I would very much be upset if I didn't pick it, since it was my first ever starter. Come here, little guy. And then Richard is going to take the opposite of what you take. In this case, he is taking Chimchar. These Pokemon you haven't trusted with and unfamiliar with this world. In that regard, they are much like you. As for newcomers to the world, I hope you do well together. If you have any trouble, come see me at my lab in Sandgem Town. And now, we'll be on our way. Bye, Professor. Thank you. Now, this is going to be interesting to see. But also, want to see a magic trick, guys? Abracadabra!
Hello there.
Look at that. I have a Turtwig on my layout now. It's adorable. Alright, Rich. Sean, we both got Pokemon now. So I want them to do, right? You ready for this? Let's go. The time's finally come. Sean, I challenge you to a battle. Bring it. The fucking custom dances will never be not funny. Alrighty, so in this game, it is a little different as far as battling goes. What I mean by that? A magical thing called the physical special split happened. So, for example, if you were to tackle, it does physical attacking damage. How dare you lower my defense? What in the? That one hurt. Turtwig may not be as strong as most people like to expect as far as grass types were concerned until the physical special split happened. Mostly because he's not the fastest. He's a turtle. But what he lacks in speed, he makes up for in just power and just pretty good moves, honestly. And Richard just forgot how to attack and just went for Leer. Good night, Chimchar. Nice. So yeah, in this game you fight your rival. Right here for the first time. Yeah, honestly, we have pretty good stats. Our lowest is our speed, but there's an item we can get early game to kind of mitigate this. What are you saying? We ended up losing? Thank you for the money. Phew, let's go home. I beat after that battle. My Pokemon needs rest too. See ya, Sean. Bye. What's the matter, dear? Wow, that's what happened to you. You and Richard are lucky to have met Professor Rowan. Imagine if you didn't. I would like to think what the wild Pokemon might have done to you two. Sean, go see Professor Rowan and thank him properly for your Pokemon. Because I was in Sand Gem Town, isn't it? Now you have your own Pokemon, the tall grass won't be so threatening. Oh, I know, Sean, put these on. Nice. And now we get running shoes, which you hold the B button to run. In Gen 4, we also had Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which had a run button you can press on your touchscreen, which was a handy feature that they have since removed. Well, let's take a look at our Turtwig, for example. He is a mild-natured Turtwig. Pretty good, pretty good. I think so. Highly persistent, likes dry food. Keep this in mind mostly for contest reasons. Yes, Pokemon contests make a return in this game. Overgrow. Powers of grass-type moves in a pinch. Basically, if you are about a third of your health, your grass-type attacks will get more powerful. Turtwig doesn't learn any grass-type moves for quite a bit, so we won't have to worry about that necessarily. Tackle, of course, being the standard 35, 95. They did eventually make it 100 and slightly stronger in later gens. And he learns a water-type move and withdrawal, which increases his defense by 1 state. Honestly, pretty good for a turtle. Now that we have done that, we are going to go to Sand Gem Town. Away! Too slow, Sean. I'm sick of waiting. I'm going to see Professor Rowan so I can thank him properly. So I had this great idea. Listen up, okay? You know that lake we're always play at? You know, the one where they say legendary Pokemon lives there? You guessed it. Let's catch that Pokemon. That'll make Professor Rowan happy. I'm sure of that. Me and you together, we got nothing to fear. So, oh boy, I get to play escort. I should have named you Ashley, shouldn't I? Alright, we're at the lake. Let's get ready because we're capturing that legendary Pokemon. Trust me on this one. It's here. It's even says so on the sign. What's going on? The flowing time, the expanding space. I will make it all mine one day. Cyrus is my name. Remember it. Until then, sleep while you can. Legendary Pokemon the lake bed. Allow me to pass. Step aside. What was that about? Weird guy. Okay, Sean, let's catch a legendary Pokemon. Did you hear that, Sean? That was a legendary Pokemon crying. That had to be. Okay, this is our chance. Let's catch it. Wait, what? We don't have anything on us. You know, Pokeballs? P-O-K, accent E, balls. If we don't have those, we can't catch Pokemon or take them around with us. Do you think Professor Rowan will give us some if we asked him? You know you remember what he said, don't you? He said to visit him in the lab if we need anything. Okay, Sean, I'll race you. First to the Professor's lab in Sand Gem Town rules. Okay, since we are on Route 201, there's only 2 Pokemon we can really run into in this part of the game. For example, Bidoof! When it comes to Gen 4, there's a couple of meme Pokemon, and both of them are early game. Bidoof is one of them. This is a normal beaver Pokemon. Eventually, he becomes a part water type. And honestly, with the HMs being normal and water type in this game, if you don't have a Mon dedicated to HMs, get a Bidoof. It's surprisingly good. Another Pokemon that can spawn here is Kricketot. Now, Kricketot in this area is a nighttime only encounter. So he only shows up at this part of the day / night. However, his only move is Bide as far as offense goes. And Bide does more damage the more you hit it. So I'm just trying to bait it out right now. But I will see you folks back in a second. We kind of did get our butts kicked by the Kricketot, so I will be grabbing the free potion you get from this lady right here. Hello, Dawn. Oh, there you are. Please come with me. The professor is waiting. This is it, our Pokemon Research Lab. Let's go. What the? Oh, it's you, Sean. That old guy, he's not scary so much as he's totally out there. Oh, it doesn't matter, Sean. I'm out of here. See you later. What? Wow, what was that? Your friend sure seems to be really impatient. Well, anyway, let's go inside. Also, depending on whenever you come into the lab, the music actually changes. I like this version a lot. Well, look who's here. Sean wasn't. Let me have a look at your Pokemon. I see. This Pokemon seems to be rather happy. Entrusting you with that Turtwig was no mistake, it seems. Yes, I would like to get this guy a nickname because he's going to be a permanent member of the team. I was actually asked to nickname Turtwig the following. I was asked to name Jim Parsons, who plays Sheldon. No. I have given it some thought, and considering what kind of Pokemon this Turtwig will evolve into, I am going to call him Gaia. Gaia is another word for Earth, and Torterra is considered a continental Pokemon. And also he has a giant fucking tree on his back. It is Gaia the Torterra. The Turtwig right now, but you'll get the point. When I first saw you two about to step in the tall grass without a Pokemon, I was shocked. I was astounded by these full-hearted children, but now you astounded me in a way that's entirely different. Already, there is a bond growing between you and that Pokemon. I feel privileged to have met you. I'm sure Turtwig feels the same way about you, so that's why I asked you to cherish that Turtwig of yours. I'm so glad you're kind towards Pokemon. If you weren't, I have to. Oh, I just can't say it. I think Dawn wants to kill me. Let's move on to the main topic. There's something I want you to do for me. Allow me to properly introduce myself first. My name is, as you know, Rowan. I study Pokemon. First of all, I want to know exactly what kind of Pokemon live in the Sinnoh region. To do so, it is necessary to collect data using Pokemon. This is what I wish to ask of you. I want to entrust you with this Pokedex. Sure, why not? I got nothing better to do. Alrighty. You'll automatically record data on every kind of Pokemon you encounter. Sean, I ask that you go everywhere and meet every kind of Pokemon in this region. I've got one too. When you walked up 201 with your Pokemon, what did you feel? I have lived for 60 long years. Even now, I get a thrill when I'm with Pokemon. Now, you should know that there are countless Pokemon in this world. That means there are just as many thrills waiting for you there. Now go. Sean, your grand adventure begins right now. The Pokemon that I met for the first time was a Piplup. If you would have chosen Piplup at Route 201, we would have the same Pokemon now. Spoilers, that actually isn't a thing. Although I kind of like that Dawn got Piplup when I chose Turtwig, because it was just like the anime. Not that it matters, but anyways, I'm Dawn. I also helped the professor add pages to the Pokedex. Now in a sense, I'm just like you. I just got a little head start on you, that's all. I'll be happy to teach you things. Glad to meet you, Sean. Hooray! Also, you don't have to catch Pokemon to have them officially registered according to the professor. You just have to see them. Sean! I have something good here. You should take this as well. A free TM. That is a technical machine that contains the move Return. Using the technical machine or TM for short, use the move instantly to a Pokemon. Bear in mind, however, that a TM is a single use only. And Return makes you more powerful the more friendly it is towards me. Most of you folks will know it for in our randomizer on the last channel where it did not a lot of damage, but now it does a crap ton. It's good to give to your starter Pokemon, or just if you want to catch a Bidoof, you could give it to that for the same type of attack bonus. Whatever floats your boat. This building with the red roof is the Pokemon Center. It's the place that heals Pokemon that have been hurt in battle. You can find Pokemon Center in most towns. The building with the blue roof over here is the Pokemart. It's a shop where you can buy and sell items and medicine. Sean, since you're a novice trainer, you won't be able to buy many kinds of merchandise. Don't let that bother you. Oh, that's right, Sean. Don't you need to let your family know that you're going to be helping Professor Rowan with the Pokedex? You may need to go far away, so I think you should let someone know. Oh, but first, heal up your Pokemon at the Pokemon Center. It'll be a lot less scary that way. Okay, bye now. Bye, Dawn. I'm just letting y'all vibe to that music. I didn't talk at all during that because vibes. But this seems like a good spot to end our first episode. Thank you folks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Platinum. It's good to play a fun game that isn't completely wacky and randomized. Nice simple break from it all. And a fun trip down memory lane. With that being said, thank you folks for watching. I will see you all later.